yeah, let's talk about. Hold on. If let me see if I can find this article right quick. I'm not gonna bring it up on screen, but
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can find it on my phone. That article that I sent you I actually see I was on my phone in church because I told you this already. I told you. Now here's the thing. We're about to get like real off topic when I say this, but it's like
Ah!
black churches in February, and maybe it's just my church. Maybe the church you go to, they don't do this. Where like they have
Oh, they do.
every year they do this thing where like because it's Black History Month, because February is Black History Month. They did this thing where like for one thing, they did this thing where like the kids will come up and they'll say something like, okay, I'm Malcolm X, or I'm Martin Luther King, and they'll say how what those people accomplished and everything.
Oh God,
And
it's one of
one of the
those.
people that one of the people that I guess one of the people that the little kids that one of the little kids was supposed to be was the person that made like the light bulb or whatever, or did something with like the lights,
Yeah.
because they dimmed the lights out. They actually dimmed the lights at one point. And I'm like, man, if they don't stop wasting time. And this lady, she sat there for another, I want to say she sat there for like maybe 30 minutes. I don't even think I'm exaggerating. And it was bad because she sat there for 30 minutes talking about Black history and all this stuff. And she was saying how like I guess her grandmother or whatever didn't like people saying the word Negro and colored, and especially black. She didn't want to be called black. She wanted to be called African American. And as soon as she said that, both my father and both my father and also me, I said the same thing. I was like, I'm not African American. I don't come from Africa. I wasn't born in Africa. My descendants were born in Africa. I was not born in Africa. I was born in Maryland. I was born in the United States. You sound very stupid calling yourself an African American, or unless you were somehow, unless you're an actual African that was born in America, you're not African American.
Yeah.
And it's like it goes back. I'm not gonna belabor my point too much, but it pisses me off every year because I've never liked Black History Month, and I'm pretty sure you probably feel the same way because we kind of on the same wavelength,
Yeah. When
on the
it,
same kind of mindset. And
yeah.
Black History Month has always pissed me off. Even in school, like we kept having to watch these same videos.
Oh God. Yeah.
We having to watch these same videos about Martin Luther King over and over and over. And like my mother, she actually turned to me in church, and I don't remember ever having to do a project like this when I was a little kid. I want to say I was like maybe in the second or third grade or whatever. I had to write a letter to Harriet Tubman. And I guess when I was a little kid, I was complaining about the fact that why do I have to write a letter to this dead woman? This doesn't make any sense. Like they would do all this stuff for Black History Month in school. That crap used to really irritate me. I remember that we had to watch. I actually think this was in. I honestly think this was in the 11th grade, back at our high school, where I think we had to watch a video about Malcolm X, and
Uh huh.
this dude in the video kept talking with his hands and kept acting like Malcolm X was like this great person, all this other stuff. And here's the thing, because I do have a point with this, and then we're gonna get back to talking about Xbox.
Okay. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead,
these
man.
people seem to think that all these other people can help them out. Like Martin Luther King is dead. He's not gonna help you out. Like we're at a church. What's the point of going to church? We don't go to church for like our own entertainment. Like I don't know what anyone else does, but you're supposed to go to church to worship God and to uh, have
Get the
some
spirit of
community with
God into
you
you.
know have some community with like everybody else. It's not supposed to be there for like entertainment. and like all that we basically saw, going back to what I was talking about with like the children, that was all entertainment. That was all entertainment. And then her bringing up Black History Month, like my thing is with all these black churches, they do the same thing where, and I guess your like I said, your church probably does the same thing where like it's they had the
Mm,
nerve to uh I forgot what's the name of that, and this shows you how much I actually care about Black History Month and all this Black History bullcrap. They always do the same like Black History songs every year. Like they do the Black History the Black Anthem.
oh
And
God.
I totally forgot the name of that song, but they did that song. And the crazy thing is they did that song. They did the entire song. They did the entire song, but then a regular song that's just talking about was like it's just talking about God. They did that for like, and I'm not even lying. I'm not lying. They did that for like maybe like 2 minutes. They literally did two whole verses, and that was it. It's
Uh,
like okay, and like my thing with my father feels the same way. It's like we don't go to church for that, and it's like what what part of the Bible has Black history in it? When was God supposed to be like when has God ever been for like one race? Like God is only for Black people. He's not for white people. He's not for Asians or whatever. Like Black history doesn't belong in church. I guess is like my point, and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it goes.
No, no, go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
It's like it doesn't. It just didn't belong there. Nobody wanted to like who went to church to get a Black history lesson because that is pretty much what she was trying to give us was pretty much a Black history lesson, and that's what we get like every year when we go to that church. It's like Black history lesson, all that you know every year. And I turned to my mother. I was like, see, it's this type of crap where like this church focuses so much on Black history and on being Black and all this other crap. That's like we should probably go to a white church. I mean, at least they wouldn't be wasting their time on this crap. At least they'll be focused on God and on other stuff other than bull crap. Black history. And I actually have a point with this because I was telling you earlier that I was listening to a podcast last night,
Yep.
and matter of fact, have you seen or have you been on the channel Taku Assemble? Because they
I
do a lot of question and answer videos.
Yeah, I remember his stuff back in the day. I don't look at most of his stuff now.
Yeah, because he kind of dropped off. He kind of I guess he got too busy to do YouTube and everything. But
And it's it.
he started back up, and he has this live Q&A session, right?
Huh?
And one of the questions was, uh, do Black people do they deserve reparations? Do they deserve reparations? And one of them, like, cause he had two other people on his panel, right? And so reparations for what? And then another dude was like, yeah, we deserve reparations for I guess slavery, right? I guess that's
Yeah.
the main thing because of slavery. And you remember that episode of like Dave Chappelle show where like they did a whole skit on how it would be if Black people got reparations for slavery, and that is where I'm rich, that thing, that's where that started. If you don't remember, that's where that started. And it's like, first of all, that skit right there shows exactly like what would happen if Black people had that money, because he was making this whole argument of, okay, there is this wage gap between Black people and white people and all that other stuff. There's a definite wage gap. And he was saying something like, okay, we should be able to go to college free. And it's just like, no, y'all need to stop this bullcrap, because I think Black History Month. They try to use all this Black History crap as a crutch almost.
As a
It's
panel,
like it's like
as a
y'all
as a
y'all use
panel to get the shit.
Yeah, like they use it as a crutch. They use it as okay, man, we were enslaved by all these white people many years ago. I'm pretty sure y'all over that. Like I'm pretty sure y'all over that by now. And you know how I know this? It's like we see all these black and white people getting together and everything like that. Keep in mind, I really, I don't care as long as like it depends. But my whole
Yeah.
point is like at some point you gotta stop being a slave nigga because a lot of these people are just undercover slave niggas. Like you can't be a slave nigga in 2017. And that's a term that I made up myself if you didn't know. Slave nigga just to justify my use of the word slave nigga. That is somebody who cannot get over slavery. That is someone who acts like they're still a slave. I'll give you a prime example of what a slave nigga is. A slave nigga is somebody that because you know about the division. There's always been a division between and this is a good example. There's always been a division between dark skinned people, light skinned people, that sort of thing. You know what that comes from. You know exactly what that comes from, right?
Yep.
That comes from the white people. They would take the lighter skinned slave. They would take the lighter skinned slaves in the house, right? And then
Uh-huh.
all of us dark skinned niggas were out there in the field, right?
Yeah.
And so people still have that type of. It's funny because people still have that type of mindset where like they are very hateful on somebody who's either like mixed race or lighter skin, and people still have that mindset. That's why I call those people slave niggas. Then we also have the slave niggas that just like, okay, Black History Month. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. We need to know about our history, all this stuff. But for what? What is our history? What is our history even?
Matter.
Us knowing about our history, like what is that doing for us? We still acting like idiots because last year when people were getting like shot and everything, people riding out in the streets like idiots, and they're destroying their own neighborhoods. Like you're not destroying the white man's neighborhood, you're destroying your own neighborhoods and the stores and all these other places that you're gonna need to use later. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Like a
you're
lot of these black
rioting.
people.
You're rioting ain't helping nothing. So, thanks.
And like and what's so crazy is like the more I was thinking, because I was thinking about this last night after I listened to this podcast. It's like those episodes of Boondocks. Like you don't know how great the Boondocks really is until you like really look at everything around us. Like that show is very very smart even for its time. Like that episode they did with Martin Luther King. Like he came back and he was like he just called everybody good for nothing niggas. It's like yeah he probably would be very disappointed if he like came back or whatever.
Is this what I got all them
But
ass whoopings for?
right, right,
You lazy
right.
good for nothing. Like, it still holds up. Season was
And I,
still
I
holds up.
remember,
Oh
I
my gosh.
remember my seventh grade teacher did not like the Boondocks because of that. But it's like these people worship those people. They worship those people that came before us. Those people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and whatever. And like my whole thing is, especially when it comes to churches, like those people are still people. Like they were not perfect. Uh, And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I honestly think might have these facts a little wrong here because, like I said, I don't give a crap about Black history. But yeah, it's like I think, and I could be wrong with this, but I think that Martin Luther King he was having a affair or something with somebody before he died. So it's like these people weren't perfect. I mean, none of us are, but still, it's like sometimes you just got to move forward. That's all I'm trying to say. And sometimes you got to move forward, and all this Black history stuff. I'm just sick of hearing it. And like
I
I
get it.
hate February.
I
I
understand.
hate
I understand.
February. I
I
hate
understand.
February. Like that's the worst month of the year. The best month of the year is December because it seems like no matter wherever you go, people are treating you, with some form of respect because it's a happy time of the year. You're supposed to really like love each other and that sort of thing. And it just
It's
like
Christmas.
Black History, right?
It's
It's
Christmas.
like
You're
Black
supposed to be
History is
singing. It's Christmas. You're supposed to be singing.
yeah, man. Like
In
It
Black
just
History
just
Month,
Black History Month. It just is just so separate, and it was somebody. It was somebody years ago. It was some actor that came out and said something about Black history, and she got. I think it was a female. It might have been an actress or somebody, but she just got roasted by everybody, and everybody was pissed at her. I was like, you know what? I started clapping. I'm like, yes, yes, y'all use this as a crutch, and then y'all watch BET, y'all watch this ignorant bullcrap in which TV1 is a better black channel anyway. But
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm all over the place now.
Black
But
evil television.
right,
Oh my god.
it's like, and you can't say like white people like they can't say well, where is White History Month, because it's like they have nothing to say, because it's like all we did in high school was pretty much learn about white people,
Yeah, pretty much.
learn about learn about white
And what
people, and then learning about being enslaved to white people. And I guess because that was drilled so much into us, and that's kind of like part of that's been like a big part of black culture, is like we can't help but like go back to it, and can't help to keep going back to that well, keep going back to that dark past of our ancestors. But at this point, we are no longer slaves. I'm not saying that there's not slavery in other places of the world, obviously, but in the United States, for the most part, we are free black people. So we need to just, I don't know.
and also, February has fucking Valentine's Day. Fuck Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, that too, that too.
Yeah, honestly, if my mom and aunt's birthdays did not fall in February, I wouldn't give two shits. But I have to. I kind of have to.
Man, that's an oh
That's
man, I could go on and on when it comes to a lot of this type of stuff, but Valentine's Day, that's something that's always been dumb to me. It's like you pick one day out of the year to tell that special someone that you love them. Well, guess what? Promise for you. Tomorrow isn't promised for you, so you might want to do that now. You can do that at any time. I'm not even gonna like I'm not gonna let a day, like a certain day, dictate, that
what I'm
sort of
supposed
thing.
to do.
That's just dumb.